Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I bring you greetings from Ghana. I am so delighted to join you, and I'm so pleased to have a chance to meet you and to represent the Hunger Project Ghana here in the United States. I began my work with the Hunger Project 5.5 years ago. Back then, I brought our vision, commitment, and action workshop to the rural people of Ghana. One may ask, what is vision, commitment, and action workshop? Many people say it is the Hunger Project's secret ingredient, the heart of what we do. It is a powerful communication tool to inspire communities to be authors of their own development. When the Hunger Project starts a partnership with a community, people living in hunger are often in a state of deep resignation. If you ask them, they will say things like this: we were born to be poor. All we villagers were born subordinate to those who live in the cities. They will say, women are just inferior to men. And this is our lot in life. And they really believe it. Then the Hunger Project gathers the people in a community for the vision, commitment, and action workshop. We challenge them with questions. We open a dialogue. We ask them, is there anyone among your neighbors, anyone you know who was poor? Anyone you know whose children were uneducated, who is now no longer poor, or whose children are now educated? And they take stock, and they realized that, yes, they do know someone. They begin to see that if these neighbors could climb out of hunger, then maybe by working together, so could they. And soon, there is a big mindset change within them. If you watch, you can see it. And if you hear, you can hear it. People begin to question their own thinking. They begin to wonder whether it is their mindset more than their circumstances. They begin to embody the can-do spirit. They envisage a new future for themselves, a future in which greatness is possible for them and for their children. They declare their commitment publicly. They commit to waking early in the morning, trying new farming techniques, learning to read, saving money, or finding the courage to take a microfinance loan. What naturally follows is a great deal of action. Through the Vision, Commitment, and Action workshop, community members learn to own the process and to own their extraordinary results. I have a story to share with you from a woman farmer named Ernestina. She is 58 years old, from the Boti epicenter of the eastern region of Ghana. Ernestina joined the Boti epicenter in 2009 when we first brought the VCA workshop to her community. She was a subsistence farmer. She farmed to survive, hand to mouth. Through the training she received from the Hunger Project, she dared to take a microfinance loan and decided to venture into commercial farming, producing maize, on a large scale enough to sell. She felt she could do this. She began to see that farming is not something you do just to survive. Instead, she saw farming as a business. She got capital, she invested it. She hired people to work in her field. Ernestina has now added another business, providing medicines to her community. She started out selling simple medical supplies like aspirin and bandages, things that had not been available before to the community. Now, thanks to another microfinance loan, she has expanded this business and is now qualified to operate a licensed chemist shop. Now, she has a food drugstore like those you could only see in cities. People come from miles around, from communities outside the epicenter, to buy what they need from her shop. Ernestina has 4 children. Her eldest daughter is a teacher. Her second daughter is in training school. Her son is a train driver, and her youngest is in junior high. All this from hunger and subsistence to visionary businesswoman. And it all started with our vision, commitment, and action workshop. Over the past 15 years, the Hunger Project in Ghana has trained over 400,000 people. And we are now applying these very same methods to the issue of child marriage through what we call the Her Choice program. Yeah. We are engaging community leaders to take action against child marriage. Women and girls are already gaining their voice, a voice with which they can say freely what happens to their bodies. They can say whether and when sex will take place. This means that girls have a voice and a choice of whom, if, and when to marry. We at the Hunger Project Ghana are working towards eradicating child marriage in our epicenter communities. Because of what I have seen, both the hunger and the transformation, until my last breath, I will empower women and girls. And I know that when we do, that is when we empower everyone. Thank you.